This is Barry Martin, and our website is luminouself.com. I sit here in my room in the morning of the 3rd of January, marveling at all that has happened in the previous days, and realizing what a profound year we have walked into. I heard that this was the year of the breakthrough and the break-up. And as I contemplated that, I was shown that there's a breakthrough in the descent of the divinity that's showering the planet. This descent of the collective avataric presence that is our true nature as a species at an oversoul level is coming down, is awakening in the hearts and souls, especially those who are receptive. We've known this time was coming, and in truth have been in it for some time. But as the time spiral tightens and the cycles of transformation become shorter, the speed at which it occurs faster, we have again walked across another threshold. A year ago in January, I was told that the second coming was upon us. And yes, it is progressing. Everywhere we see the signs, and nowhere has it been greater in our lives, in our own inner journeys, in our own awakening, and those who come to us. The awakenings are happening with greater and greater speed. And the converse of that is that the dissolution of what has been is also accelerating. As I mentioned a few moments ago, this is the year of the breakthrough and the breakup. The breakthrough of the descent of this collective avataric presence, the second coming, the coming of the Kalki Avatar, the Maitreya Buddha, the Shayashant, Quetzalcoatl. It has very different names in the many traditions, yet it is one process. The source consciousness is awakening in the core of our beings and will unfold with greater and greater rapidity. The Shakti of the earth is awakened. She is moving up to embrace and embody it all. And thus the weather wails and blows with greater intensity. Volcanoes go off as magma from the heated core of the earth awakened by the descent of this presence. And the cosmic rays that bombard the earth now as the protective envelope of the magnetosphere declines. The earth is dropping her shield so the inception of the cosmic galactic superwave and the increasing emanation from the sun can inseminate her so she can ascend. The breakup is what we are seeing. The breakup of a system where humanity saw itself as third-dimensional physical beings is passing away. We have taken this exploration of separation, seeing ourselves isolated within physical forms that are imperfect, that die, and that become corrupt and diseased, is coming to an end. It was a dream of separation that we chose to explore as another way that the One could come to know itself. What a profound exploration. But the time of return is upon us. The great outbreath of God is done. And now we are being breathed back in, and thus we ascend in consciousness into the realization of what we always are, have been, unchangeable divinity, eternal. I heard this morning, as I contemplated the events unfolding, that the butterflies are about to leave the cocoon. That is, the awakened ones, the first wave. And the Bible is called the first fruits born out of the tribulation. It is the first ones of Homo lupus, Homo luminous, that the Inca prophecy talks about. You may be one of those. And if you are, you will know it, and know it soon. For the old world and identity you have lived in is about to die in its finality. And this dissolution may be the most intense. For the higher we go, the deeper we go. But with each circuit of the figure 8, the luminous divinity in the core of the soul unfolds as the soul lotus opens, and that divine presence infuses our aura and transmute all that is unlike. Oneness, light, love, life, and truth. We are watching this dying dream in the outer world. The idea that we are physical finite beings has never worked well for any of us. For as souls, we must always continue to grow, expand in our realization of what we are. But thinking we were confined to bodies, we felt we could only grow within the realm of this third-dimensional physical world that defined our existence. So we pursued continued growth on a finite physical world, and we have come to the end of where that is possible. And that is all part of the ending of the dream. So look around you, and what you see is the last gasp at trying to get more, better, or different in this physical world. Addictions grow, grasping for more. What we see in the bombing of Venezuela and the capture of its duly elected president is a grasping for more energy to allow the stream to continue. Ukraine, the Middle East, it's all what we call resource wars. All looking for more to sustain the stream. How much longer do we need to pursue this dying dream? It is time for those of us who can see through and beyond it to fully step beyond the dream. For it is dying. It ultimately does not define us at all. It has no truth, power, or reality. This is what all the great ones have come to show us. It is what Jesus came to show us. in the supposed crucifixion, death, and resurrection, which were true in this finite sense, but had no ultimate truth. Never affected one thing about who and what he was, and he knew it. Humanity is stepping forward into the chrysalis process that many of us are completing. It must leave a dying world. Some will not go to the chrysalis. They will simply experience the perishing of a caterpillar body, and their souls will transmigrate to another world of third-dimensional finite density. But some will enter the chrysalis of transmutation, and they will be shocked by what is occurring and know that this can no longer go on. This is the breakthrough process, where the light of truth comes in, and many will look along and say the status quo is over. The normalcy bias has ended. This cannot go on. But what now? The human experience as we've known it is ending. The techno and global industrial culture that formed our early 21st century existence is collapsing. And so it must. The end of the dream. But what now? And this what now will be a great crisis as the denial ends, that it can go on forever, even when many of us knew it could not. The signs have been there for quite some time. And this is the great moment of opportunity. The crisis that is a door that can open in two directions. And many will choose the direction of truth, of ascent, of awakening. And this will be widespread and will be vast and luminous and continue to accelerate. This is where we join. This is where we remember together that we are luminous divine beings, that our caterpillar identity is dissolving, and that our butterfly, divine, soul-awakened divinity is emerging. To the few who are ready to fully break free from the cocoon and fly, I address you specifically. The last part of breaking free from the chrysalis is the hardest. Is to give up the last vestiges of what we thought contained, held, and protected us. Even the chrysalis of our process of evolving, of growing as souls, must come to an end. We must step forth into the remembrance, the full realization of what we always were. And that this dream is ending, and that we no longer need any dreams. We need no longer to think that we are anything other than I am that I am. That is what this time is. We are about to fly into the absolute state of knowing the truth of what has always been. I join you, my friends, in that journey. And for those in the chrysalis, we are here for you. We walk with you in that and remind you that the caterpillar nature is unfolding in you quickly. Much love, a luminous new year, your brother Barry Martin.